Hello and welcome to another episode of the Yorkshire Dad. I'm the Yorkshire Dad, obviously, and today I'm doing the 50 random facts about me. Actually, I'm doing it with a twist, and you'll find out what that twist is at the very end. Keep watching. Right, random fact. I have written them down. I'm using Evernote. If you don't know what Evernote is, link below. It's free. Ching. Right. Starting. Random facts about me. Go. I'm 6'3". Yes, that's pretty tall. I know. I am the youngest of four. Count them, 4 children. I have 3 older sisters. That was very annoying growing up. I support Huddersfield Town football team. If you didn't know that, then where have you been? I recently became a fan of the NFL. That is because I watched a documentary about the Arizona Cardinals on Amazon Prime. And it was, I'd always thought NFL was a bit of a pansy sport because they wear all the padding and it's not like rugby, even though I'm not a rugby fan. Actually, NFL, serious athletes, serious mentality, serious lot of planning, tactics and everything goes into that game. Really enjoyed it. So I'm kind of a fan of NFL now. I have never ever watched an episode of the Game of Thrones. I do not know anything about it, but I think one of the Channel 4 newsreaders is in it. I don't know. My favourite film is, now this was a hard one, but I'm going to go with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I can remember the first time I saw it. It was brilliant. I loved it. Funny. Laugh out loud funny. American Pie is a close second, I think, but I like funny films. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You've not seen it, go watch it. My favourite... No. I love croissants, but it's not my favourite food. My favourite TV show has to be Goodnight Sweetheart. It narrowly beat Only Fools and Horses. And the only reason it beat it is because it combines 1940s wartime London and Britain. It combines time travel for the geek in me. It's got Nick Lyndhurst in from Only Fools and Horses. I've actually got the box set and I have watched back to back. I love it. It's brilliant. And when the BBC came back with a single new episode of it recently, I was so hopeful that the BBC would actually turn it into a new series. They left this new episode kind of open-ended and announced that they won't be picking it up for a new series, and I was so gutted. And I really want another chat. Anybody, pick up Goodnight Sweetheart. Let's get it going again. Come on. Comment if you like Goodnight Sweetheart. Please? Maybe? Possibly? Right. Growing up, we had a Jack Russell called Susie. She was a vicious little dog. Vicious. I left school at 16. I went to work. Might be more on that later. I blagged my way into my first IT job. I once appeared on stage with the very great, I nearly said late, but I don't think he's dead, the very great Roy Walker on stage in Blackpool. Not many people can say that. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I think you probably know that if you watch my videos. I only ever skipped school once in my entire school life, and that was even with parental permission. I was a good boy. What's next? I met Helen, my wife, when I was 2 weeks away from my 18th birthday. So I was 17, Helen was 16. 19 and a bit years later, we are still together. We are married. We have 4 beautiful children. We dropped everything to move to North Yorkshire about 3 years ago. Everything. Just dropped, moved. Whoosh. I went on an 1830s holiday when I was 17. Boy, was that an eye-opener. Oh. I used to sing Roy Orbison's Pretty Woman every weekend on karaoke. Probably Friday night and Saturday night. Sunday if I went out. Usually in the same pub. The Old Maltshall, Clackheaton. Brilliant place. I'm scared of spiders. But I have held a tarantula. I once drove to Blackpool for no reason, got there, turned round and drove home. Blackpool features a lot, doesn't it? My favourite food, right, okay, I know I said I love croissants, but my favourite food is a good chicken tikka masala with a Peshwari naan. I only recently, in the last few years, discovered Peshwari naans, and I love Peshwari naans. In fact, tell you what, Peshwari naan could be my favourite food. but it goes with a curry, has to. In fact, when I go to, this is another fact, but it's not part of the 50 random facts. Whenever I try out a new curry, takeaway, restaurant, anything, I always order a chicken tikka masala, because I think it's always a good benchmark of how good a curry house is going to be. Right, what's next? What's next? What's next? I lost my tablet. Oh dear, what have I done that for? Right, I used to love snooker, but back in the days when Steve Davis and maybe young Stephen Hendry and young Ronnie O'Sullivan and maybe Higgins was coming to the end of his career and Jimmy White, those days, fallen out of love with the game completely. Completely. Linked to that, I used to play a lot of pool. A lot. And I'm talking 40, 50 games a night. A lot. Expensive. I don't smoke. Never have. Never will. Enough said. I used to be a wedding and portrait photographer along with Helen. Bing! I cried when I read Marley and Me, but I'm not a fan of the film. I went on holiday to Blackpool every summer, Saturday to Saturday, with my parents until I was 16. That's a lot of Blackpool. Love Blackpool. That Blackpool is now featuring an awful lot in this list. Is that like 3 or 4 times? I earned 3 Blue Peter badges when I was a kid. But annoyingly, I do not know where they went. One was a green one for environmental. I wrote to Jim will fix it 3 times-ish, I think, when I was a kid. Can't quite remember the details behind them. I think Huddersfield Town might have featured. Really, really dodged a bullet there. I'm going to say no more. Anybody who knows will know. No. I've been to Wembley 4 times. 4 times! First time, Huddersfield Town, 1994, Auto Glass Final. We lost. Can't remember who to. Could have been Wrexham. Don't know. 1995, Playoff League 2. Yeah, League 2 Playoff Final against Bristol Rovers. We beat them 2-1. Marcus Stewart scored for Bristol Rovers. We bought him that summer and brought him to us. Chris Billy got the winner for us. Top man, Chris Billy. Yeah, that was old Wembley. Actually, before the second visit to Wembley to watch a match, I did the Wembley tour when I went down to watch Town in the playoff semi-final, second leg against Brentford. That was the only time I skipped school, and my mum let me do it. Unfortunately, this is another fact, my maths teacher was stood behind me at the match, and he'd gone down after school. My excuse was, oh, never mind. I've been on 2 cruises. Well, me and Helen have been on 2 cruises. Love cruises. Love cruises. The first album I ever bought was Kylie Minogue. Kylie. Yeah. It's about 1989. I was 9. It was on tape. Bonus fact, my sister swapped me for one of those two cassette compilation things. And when she did it, I found out that it only had 1 tape in. I was robbed. Robbed. Never forgive you for that, Yvonne. In my teens, I was in the ATC and I flew a chipmunk. Yes, a chipmunk. Google it. The first concert I ever went to was Katie Mellower at the MEN in Manchester in 2000 and something. I love Katie Mellower's music. The second concert I ever went to was Scissor Sisters at Sheffield. Bloody big contrast. I get a sense of deja vu on a very regular basis. Very regular basis. I passed my driving test, practical, on my fourth attempt. I passed my theory first time. It had only just come in. 4 girls. I know, mad. My first time abroad was on a day trip to France. I was with school, and we got the ferry to Boulogne, and we got the ferry back to Dover from Calais. I've run a marathon. Yeah, I think we've said about it all. I've said that umpteen times. I like to run. I have run a marathon. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 21 and bought my first home. Oh, me and Helen. Not just me. My dream when I was a kid was to become a firefighter. That went through, actually. I actually applied to West Yorkshire Fire Service and I was set to go to the first trials day. I think it was for the fitness tests. And they cancelled that recruitment drive. And it never happened again. No, never mind. I hate throwing anything away. I'm a tickable bloke. I hate throwing anything away that could potentially have any use in future. I once put a water balloon under my dad's pillow. I think I was a bit of a practical joker. You can imagine how that went down. Bonus fact, I also put a very cheeky security system in our garden shed that involved a mallet swinging down when you open the door. Go back to fact number 1, I'm 6'3", I was still a tall kid. I set the mallet to hit whoever came through at my facial height. Fortunately, I was taller than my dad at the time because I forgot to tell him about that mallet and it swung down. I think I got into trouble for that as well. Where am I? I had my 18th birthday party at the nightclub, or a function room above it, where I've been going for 2 years. Think about it. I started a school newspaper at my middle school. Pretty random. Well, I did love it, but I used to have a Larry the Loafer puppet. It's a puppet! Blah, 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 blah. I loved Cannon and Ball when I was a kid. They were on telly. It was the 80s, stroke early 90s, but I loved Cannon and Ball. Blackpool, summer season, North Pier, went to see the Cannon and Ball show. We waited backstage for an hour and a half with a few other people on the end of the North Pier in a blowing gale and rain to get their autograph. In the end, somebody came out with some pre-signed postcards. They didn't come out. I never liked them after that. I don't have any tattoos, but I do want one. But my problem is, tattoos are pretty damn permanent. And I'm quite fussy, and I want it to be right. So getting the perfect design, and it's got to feature something to do with family. I will get one eventually. I've been run over twice by a car. First time I went screeching across the bonnet, got up, looked round, legged it home. I was alright, clearly, I survived. It might explain a few things up here, I don't know. I have an ambition to do an Ironman. Well, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? I love running, I love cycling, I kind of like swimming. I would really like to do an Ironman. Just to be able to say, I am an Ironman. But I'm not, full disclaimer, I'm not. If you just got to that bit and saw that, I'm not an Ironman. Yet. My favourite city I have visited is Naples. Now, Barcelona comes a close second, but Naples, because you can get to Pompeii from there, but Naples' traffic is absolutely chuffing mental. And that just tips it for me, because it was so crazy, it was funny. Right, we're getting to the business end now. I once asked a girl out over the phone when I was at school. Well, I wasn't at school, but I was in school. Yeah, I was a school kid. I knew her. And I was actually at a friend's house and I did it over the phone. And it was quite a protracted whole goings on doing it. Anyway, I did it. She said no. No harm, no foul. You know, you don't get without asking anyway. Unfortunately for me, my best friend, Ian, if you're watching this, yes, I am calling you out on this, had recorded it from another phone in the house. The whole thing. And the very next day at school, he was selling tapes of this. I became pretty famous for all the wrong reasons at school. I have to say, I'd love to go... What? God, I need some glasses. I'd love to go on a hot air balloon ride. Now, this is really irrational, but I am scared that I'd be too tempted to climb out the basket because he's not strapped in. I'm not suicidal, just completely irrational thoughts, really. Right, it's really crazy, is that? Right, the last one. This is the last. I could go on forever. I'm actually quite enjoying this. The last one, the very last one, is my dream holiday would be a world cruise. Been on 2 cruises, loved cruises. My dream would be a cruise. Right, that was the 54 random facts about me. That's the twist. I gave you 4 bonuses. Plus there was a few other bonus ones within there, so I've probably done around 60, I reckon. But hopefully you've enjoyed the vlog. You know a bit more about the random parts of my life. I've enjoyed, actually, you know, it's been quite good to put this list together. Some things came easily. I had to really think, oh God, I need to get to 50. But actually it was really easy in the end. Right, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. I'd really love it if you'd give this a big thumbs up. Really, please, 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 if you've got this far, please give me a thumbs up. And if you really like it, click, it'll be somewhere down here, won't it? Click subscribe. Because I am putting more content up there, and if you subscribe you will find me more often. Me, us. It's called the Yorkshire Dad, but it's a whole family. Right, thank you for watching. I've been me, the Yorkshire Dad. You've been you. Hope you've enjoyed the 54 plus extra bonuses, facts, random facts about me. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.